The Tournament of Power was one of the most barbaric and spectacular arcs that we've ever witnessed take place within the Dragon Ball universe, and of course with Universe 7 winning the war in the end, we were last left off with Goku and our heroes losing the Tournament of Power to Universe 11 as Goku gave it his all only to fail in the end, and despite Goku's brutal battle against Jiren, an alternative depiction of Dragon Ball Super's Tournament of Power takes place, created by an Instagram user that goes by the name of BonoBQ, in revealing the alternative fight between Goku and Jiren, along with the alternative sequence of events that leads us to the conclusion of the Tournament of Power, alongside the alternative what if in having Jiren finally be granted his wish. As once more before we begin, if you are new to this channel and are a fan of Dragon Ball and anime, then don't forget to go ahead and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to never miss a single upload. And if you guys are stoked, ready, and excited for more Dragon Ball fan mangas, then be sure to go ahead and slap a like down below, alongside checking out the official Dragon Ball fan mangas playlist located down in the description box below for all of your favorite fan mangas created by the community for the community, so be sure to go ahead and check that out for more awesome Dragon Ball fan mangas such as this, as we kick off the alternative Dragon Ball Super Tournament of Power manga chapter special, with both Goku and Jiren having to be shown in a very familiar situation as Goku finally reactivates Ultra Instinct and having to stand by holding on to Jiren's most powerful attack. We notice how Jiren slowly looks behind him as Goku is seen holding Jiren's attack while turning towards Jiren directly, and unlike what we've seen in the anime here, Goku comes face to face against Jiren. As Jiren is totally puzzled as to what Goku had done, Goku stands there menacingly while still holding on to Jiren's attack, which Goku then proceeds in crushing Jiren's attack in his hand by later having to grab onto his own gi and tearing it off of his torso, having to bear witness to Goku finally tapping back into the mastered Ultra Instinct state. And as Goku glares directly at Jiren over on the stands, we notice how Beerus is completely puzzled while Whis is trying to figure out exactly what Goku had done. And unlike what we've seen in the anime, Jiren becomes so infuriated that his own anger and swelling of energy causes the top portion of his gi to also get blown off as Jiren begins to power up, refusing to accept defeat. As only then we have ourselves mastered Ultra Instinct Goku having to glare upon Jiren as Jiren glares back in their final showdown in the Tournament of Power. But just as we've seen in both the anime and manga, Android 17 pops out of the rubble as 18 and Krillin are happy to see him again, but 17 is not the only one to do so. As Frieza also emerges from the rubble, we see how he's deceivingly enough smiling as Vegeta is very frustrated to see him. As only then Jiren also acknowledges and smiles back and charging directly at his opponents, which I will say, given the detail, is very cool. As then we notice 17, Frieza, and Goku looking on, Jiren completely blows himself out of the rubble as both Goku and Frieza agree in charging directly at Jiren as we've seen in the anime and manga. So now it's basically a 3-on-1 scenario, Goku and Frieza having to step in there and trying to figure out a way to stop him, but as we see in the next shot having to be shown, Goku is sent flying back into Frieza and 17, completely knocked out of his Ultra Instinct state as he wasn't able to maintain the form at all, which of course follows the guidelines directly from the manga as opposed to the anime. However, even then, we get to see the final showdown take place as both Frieza and Goku charge in with 17 out in the background as they collide with such force. Only then do we see how Goku and Frieza collide against Jiren in one final attempt in knocking him out of the ring, in which by the end of it we also get to see how the initial plan of Goku and Frieza worked as Jiren was knocked off of the Tournament of Power arena. As of course both Beerus and Belmont, Gods of Destruction representatives of Universe 7 and Universe 11, are completely baffled as to seeing their strongest warriors on the bench, we eventually pan out back to 17 where he makes the original wish in wanting to restore all of the initial universes, as only then we get to see how the Grand Priest asks both of the Zenos, as they are the ones that not only bring everybody back in comparison to what we've seen in the anime and in the manga by using the Super Dragon Balls. In fact, it's the Omni Kings who simply raise their hands alongside the Grand Priest in bringing all of the individual warriors back from the grave. But only then, as Jiren looks on, he notices that someone is approaching him, and as he looks on over, we notice Krillin carrying Goku's body on over towards Jiren, and as Goku approaches, he smiles, but Jiren is absolutely serious, and as he stares a hole into Goku, Goku simply sticks his hand out in the form of a fist, and as Jiren looks on, Goku anticipates for him to give him a fist bump, in which he does, not only acknowledging Goku for being the warrior that he is, but even after we see how Jiren simply smiles as everyone goes back to their respective universes. And within the cubicle having to go home, Whis goes on to ask Goku, "Goku, it was only for a moment, but the awakening of your power was really great. Was there any reason why you learned that power?" As of course we go back to the memories of Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Krillin, Piccolo, everyone back on Earth, we notice how everyone is living in harmony as Jiren goes back to Universe 11, looking up at the sky in anticipation for the inevitable rematch he will have against Goku, as we notice everyone back in Universe 7 having a great time as their universe remains. And I really do enjoy and appreciate how later we get to see Goku putting on his gi, lacing his boots, getting comfortable enough. As he steps on through a door, he is greeted by Whis, Bulma, Vegeta, and Beerus. As of course at the very bottom it goes on to state, "See you again." With Goku having to look on in anticipation, we notice very familiar scenery, as of course the artist implies that this will take us through the journey of the Dragon Ball Super Broly story with Frieza, Paragus, and of course Broly on the ship, as eventually this will drag on forward in giving us also the introduction of the Planet Eater Moro. However, in an alternate sequence of events, what if in fact Goku had never won to begin with? There is an alternative timeline to where Goku was never brought back by Whis that allowed Jiren to fully win the Tournament of Power. And as we notice how the Omni Kings look behind them, Jiren goes on to state, "Hey," as he proceeds to tell both of them, "I don't want to waste any more time. Now that I have won, please grant my wish as soon as possible," demanding his wish being that he was the sole survivor. As Belmont looks on over towards Jiren, he goes on to cry out, "Jiren, you don't have to talk like that right now. Don't be so cocky." But the Omni Kings at this point don't seem to be amused at all. As a matter of fact, neither does the Grand Priest. And as Belmont is beginning to sweat from his forehead, he proceeds to tell the Grand Zenos alongside the Daishinkan, "I'm so sorry. Please ease your anger and continue with what you were doing." As then both of the Omni Kings reply to Belmont, as one of them goes on to tell him, "I think you're right. He's so cocky over there." As the Omni King simply lifts his hand up, he creates a massive energy blast in which all of the warriors, including Belmont, look on in absolute shock, because at this point, the Omni Kings have been so disrespected by Jiren in his demands of wanting his wish be done as quickly as possible that they decided the ultimate winners of this tournament were nobody, but instead wiping them all out. And as Universe 11 gets completely obliterated, the other Omni King looks on over as he proceeds to state, "You too." As he goes on ahead to point his finger, the Daishinkan simply stops him as he proceeds to tell Zeno, "I'll take care of it." With both of the Zenos having to agree, the Daishinkan sticks his hand out, looking down on the stands as he fires off a massive blast that's heading towards none other than his own son, Whis. Whis had committed the ultimate sin in this timeline in not only altering history by allowing Goku to survive and coming back once more, but his own sister Vados cries out for her brother as the last thing we see from Whis is him smiling. With the Daishinkan, his own father, having to look on, Whis' sisters and brothers look on as their brother is destroyed right before their very eyes, having to be erased from history. All of the angels look on as even Whis' staff begins to disintegrate. All that's left is Whis' hand. and the last of Whis smiling out, having to stick his hand out towards his brothers and sisters. His father, on the other hand, has no remorse. Why? Because Whis had broken the rules. As Vados looks on alongside the Omni King, we notice how Vados stands there with a very serious tone, but on the right side of her face, tears are beginning to shed down her cheeks. As one of the Omni Kings proceeds to ask, "Is it over now?" with the Daishinkan having to state, "Yes." And the last of Whis' memories in this timeline was him having to not only train with Goku and Vegeta, but also becoming their friends. As Whis goes on to state, "I became close with them. I had to remain neutral in my position," thinking back when he ate with them, trained with them, and helped them. As Whis' final moments before fading into oblivion were, "Goku, I'm really sorry for asking for such a selfish favor. I've seen the possibilities from you. I hope you will save all of them I love," as the manga chapter comes to a close. Now this was actually the events of two separate timelines, the first having to be a direct continuation of the previous manga chapter with Whis having to assist and help Goku winning the Tournament of Power by bringing him back from being erased. Whereas in this timeline, it's a direct continuation of what would have followed if, of course, this actually went through, with Jiren winning, being cocky, having to be erased himself, and then Whis having to pay the ultimate price in treason. I really did enjoy this manga chapter, and there's definitely more to come, so make sure you guys go ahead and punch that subscribe button and slap a like down below, more importantly, if of course you guys had enjoyed this manga chapter. But by the end, I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you guys think about this overall depiction of the alternative Tournament of Power narrative, and seeing what would have happened if, of course, the Daishinkan and the Omni Kings caught on to Whis, alongside seeing Jiren be so cocky as to demanding for his wish, asking for the Omni Kings to quickly hurry up and grant him what he wanted to be granted? I think this is the perfect closure as to what would have happened if Goku won and what would have happened if Jiren won. Of course, one having to be selfless and the other having to be selfish. So leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and of course if you guys want more, then feel free to let me know in the comment section below by letting me know more in the comments. Now again, thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once more, I truly hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, be sure to go on ahead and hit this video up with a like. Of course, we have some awesome fan mangas coming your way in the foreseeable future, so you guys might not want to go on ahead and miss out to that, so make sure you guys are subbed to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody, once more. Be sure to also go on ahead and follow me at Twitter at UnrealEntGaming. Link will be located down in the description box below, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
Also follow UnrealEntGaming on these social media platforms to stay connected at all times. And if you don't, then very soon you will all be dead! Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck's up, on? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes. Jesus Christ, that's huge! What, Broly?
Freezer.
Uh-oh.
Prepare to die!